Welcome to the free masterclass, 5 Steps to Fix Your Hormones to Improve Your Monthly Cycle, Boost Energy, and Slim Down. I'm Claudia Petrilli. Quick disclaimer, Claudia Petrilli is a certified functional health coach who has been trained in health, wellness, and lifestyle coaching. She is not acting as a physician, dietitian, nutritionist, mental health therapist, or other licensed or registered professional. All information shared is for general health and educational purposes only. Such information does not replace professional medical advice, recommendations, diagnoses, or treatment. Please check with your doctor before beginning or modifying any diet, supplements, exercise, or lifestyle program. Please stay until the end because you'll learn about a special opportunity if you want to dig deeper into your health and get support in my online membership, the Healthy Hormones Hub. All right, let's get started. Do you experience low energy, excess weight that won't budge, trouble sleeping, awful PMS symptoms like bloating, sore breasts, mood swings, acne, sweet or salty cravings? Or do you experience anxiety or depression, maybe even digestive problems like constipation, diarrhea, gas, or you have periods that make you absolutely miserable? I want you to know that you are not crazy and that your symptoms are very real. It's not your fault, and there's hope. Although your symptoms are common, they're certainly not normal, despite what your doctor may say, and you sure as hell don't have to live with them. What you're going to learn in this masterclass is why your hormones are going haywire, causing these symptoms, 5 steps to balance your hormones naturally, the top labs to request from your doctor, the #1 hormones test on the market, and 3 must-have supplements that will make a huge difference in your energy, mood, and hormone health. Before I get started, I just want to let you know a little bit about me. I'm Claudia, a functional health coach, and I've helped women fix their hormones so that they can improve their cycle, boost energy, mood, and slim down. I attended the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, and I completed the Nutritional Leadership Training Program with Dr. Josh Axe, as well as the Complete Dutch Test and Hormone Balance Mentorship. I'm currently enrolled in a Minerals Mastery course, and I continue my education through classes, books, podcasts, articles, and more to stay up to date on research and health trends. But a little bit more about me. I grew up with a lot of digestive issues. I didn't sleep well, and I got my first period at 10 years old. I remember having debilitating cramps, really heavy bleeding that caused low iron and dizzy spells. My doctor just gave me iron supplements that made me constipated and pain medications that made me very sleepy. Not one doctor asked why I was experiencing all of these health issues. And at 18, I was put on hormonal birth control to quote unquote regulate hormones. But unfortunately, things got worse. In my 20s, I gained weight. I felt depressed. Many times I thought I was losing my mind. I remember thinking that I just wanted to die. I developed nodules on my thyroid, cystic breasts, and I had to have a lump removed. At 31, my period stopped. I remember visiting my gynecologist, and she said to me, "It's totally normal, enjoy it." But I knew better. I switched doctors, and I got a series of tests and was diagnosed with a prolactinoma, which is a tumor on my pituitary gland. And I've been on a healing journey ever since. Maybe you've had a history of similar symptoms. Maybe you felt dismissed by your doctor, or you've been trying to improve your health without success. My passion is to empower women like you with knowledge so that you can make informed decisions and improve your health and life. Over the next hour, I'm going to share how I improved my hormone imbalances so you can as well. You're going to feel supported and clear on the next steps to take. I just want to remind you, it is possible for you to feel good and improve your symptoms. You can have more energy, you can lose the weight, you can sleep better, improve your cycle, and you can even combat your anxiety. But it does take consistent action and being open to change. So let's talk about why your hormones are going haywire. One is poor gut health. Things like an imbalance of bacteria, also known as dysbiosis, low stomach acid, leaky gut, food intolerances, long-term antibiotic use or being on medication for years, infections, parasites, or even a candida overgrowth. Then we have stress, things like work, your commute, family, your kids, finances, maybe you're over-exercising or not getting enough sleep. It could also be environmental toxins or heavy metals, unresolved trauma, And again, food intolerances or gut issues. Some other reasons your hormones may be going haywire are nutrient deficiencies. Perhaps you are eating a standard American diet. You're not getting enough nutrient-dense foods. Our soil is very depleted, so we're not getting enough minerals. There's many pesticides in conventional produce. Perhaps you're a vegetarian or vegan, so you don't eat any animal products. Perhaps you've been on hormonal birth control or medications like SSRIs, painkillers, or metformin, which are all known to create deficiencies in the body. Perhaps you have an inflammatory diet. You're eating a lot of sugar, sweets, carbs, or sweetened drinks. Maybe you eat dairy. Dairy has A1 casein, which is inflammatory, and it's also insulinogenic, meaning it raises your insulin level. Perhaps you eat a diet that is filled with gluten, which is a protein found in wheat, which many people are intolerant to. Or maybe you eat soy, especially if you're a vegetarian or vegan, where many products have soy as a filler or a replacement for meat. Maybe you drink a lot of alcohol, or you eat foods with artificial flavors or food dyes. Maybe you eat a lot of processed foods that have vegetable oils like canola, corn, or soybean. More reasons why your hormones may be going haywire are xenoestrogens. These are chemicals that mimic the behavior of estrogen. These are things like growth hormone in conventional meat or dairy, chemicals in personal care and cleaning products, all plastics, not just BPA, birth control pills, feminine products or the bleaching of those feminine products. We also have endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals that disrupt the processes in your endocrine system. Things like PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls. Many of these have been linked to infertility, reproductive changes, cancer, and even autoimmunity. Or dioxins, things that are found in tampons, tap water, pesticides, herbicides. Maybe you have many flame retardants in your home, different bedding or toys or clothes. Maybe you use non-stick cookware or aluminum foil. It could also be fluoride or chlorine, which competes with our iodine absorption, and that's often found in our water. And lastly, phthalates, parabens, and fragrance, which are often found in beauty products and home cleaning products. I know it seems overwhelming, and it almost seems like everything is disrupting our hormones, but I want you to take a deep breath. You got this. And we are going to go over the 5 steps to balance your hormones naturally. And I promise it will not be that overwhelming. All right, so let's get to it. So number 1, you want to fix your gut. You want to really focus on eating real whole foods, balancing your fats, your protein, and your complex carbohydrates. You want to ditch processed foods and artificial sweeteners as much as possible. You want to avoid inflammatory foods like cow's dairy, sugar, gluten, and soy. You also want to avoid inflammatory fats like canola, corn, cottonseed, and margarine. When possible, you want to purchase organic produce. You can refer to EWG's or Environmental Working Group's guide. They have Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen is what shows you which fruits and vegetables generally have more pesticides, so you can make sure that you're buying those organic. You also want to think about the meat that you're eating. Make sure it's grass-fed or organic, and the fish that you purchase is wild-caught. And you want to start incorporating some hormone-loving foods like cilantro, parsley, carrots, garlic, onions, beets, flax seeds, and the list goes on. These are all really beneficial in hormone balance and overall health. You also want to think about how you're eating. Are you chewing your food slowly and eating without distractions or rushing? That's going to absolutely have an effect on your digestion and whether or not you absorb nutrients properly. You want to make sure that you're in a calm state when you're eating. You want to make sure you are boosting stomach acid to improve nutrient absorption. Things like apple cider vinegar or digestive bitters or even HCl, hydrochloric acid. You also want to think about practicing intermittent fasting. Generally, 12 hours is safe for most people, and this is going to help give your digestive system a break. Okay, the other thing is you want to change your perception of stress. So we can't eliminate stress, right? We're living in a crazy world with so much going on, but you can control how you respond to it. How can you improve certain situations or learn from them? Can you practice medication or deep breathing or things like yoga? Are you having fun? Are you being creative? Make sure you find a hobby or something that you really enjoy doing in your downtime. You also want to assess your circle of friends and people around you. Are they supportive of you, or are they adding more stress to your life? If so, you really want to think about if you want to keep these people in your life, or you have to think about setting boundaries, especially when it's family and you can't always distance yourself from them. Boundaries are really, really important in managing our stress. And then lastly, you want to address your internal stressors, which I talked about a little bit earlier, things like gut health, your blood sugar. You want to make sure there's no imbalance. You want to be eating a well-balanced meal at all times. And you want to address any nutrient deficiencies. Okay, number 3 is you want to move your body. This is absolutely beneficial for your mental health, but also for your bones and detoxing. Exercise can be a stressor though, so don't overdo it. Over-exercising can cause your cortisol to rise, affecting your HPA, or your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, and in turn, it's going to affect your overall hormones, your blood sugar, your weight, and your ovulation. What I suggest is that you mix it up a bit. A couple of times a week, you're doing some strength training like lunges, squats, push-ups, or some light weights. And then a couple of other days a week, you may do some light cardio like jogging or an elliptical or some high intensity interval training. And then the other couple of days, you want to do something restorative like yoga, walking, and make sure you squeeze in your rest days. Number 4, you want to improve your sleep hygiene. This is vital. You want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Turn down your lights and electronics an hour before bed. This is going to improve your melatonin production. Melatonin, you can think of it as your sleep hormone. Unfortunately, it declines as we age, but if you're constantly on your phone, on your computer, watching TV at night, you are making it even harder for your body to produce this melatonin. This is what tells your body to get to sleep. So if you struggle with falling asleep at night or waking up in the middle of the night, you really want to address some of these habits and start to implement a nighttime routine where you're turning things down an hour before bed, relaxing, so that you can really prepare your body for sleep. You also want to follow a circadian rhythm, meaning you want to wake up with the sun and settle with the sun. So first thing in the morning, I recommend that my clients expose their skin and their eyes to natural light for about 15 to 20 minutes. This is going to help also boost your cortisol while decreasing your melatonin. So it's essentially telling your body it's time to wake up, it's time to get some energy to start your day. And then at night, you want to make sure again that you're turning lights down kind of around the time that the sun starts to set. You want to just make sure you are rested and not up working or, on Instagram or Facebook. You really want to have those habits set up so that you can sleep properly. You also want to think about what you're eating. You should really have balanced meals throughout the day, but especially at night. You may want to incorporate some complex carbohydrates or a small snack to avoid low sugar and a cortisol rush while you're sleeping. Many folks tend to wake up in the middle of the night, and this is one of the reasons why. You also want to think about journaling, maybe taking an Epsom salt bath, stretching, and meditation. Those are all things that are going to help you to relax before bedtime. And lastly, you want to make sure that your room is clutter-free, dark, and nice and cool. You don't want to sleep in a really warm room. Okay, and then the last thing is you want to be detoxing daily or improving your detoxification. Things like sweating, rebounding, and these are things that you can do, sweating through a sauna or exercise, and again, through an Epsom salt bath. Rebounding means just jumping on a trampoline. If you have a mini trampoline, it's a really great way to get movement. It's low impact, but it's also going to help to improve your lymphatic system. These are tissues or organs that help rid the body of toxins and waste. You want to make sure you're pooping every day, right? Really important to do that. You want to be hydrating every day with filtered water. You want to make sure it's filtered because you want to avoid metals, pathogens, any medication that's in our water, or pesticides. Something else to consider is dry brushing before you shower or before you get to bed. Whenever it is that you have time to do that, you can just buy a cheap brush on Amazon and find some videos on how to dry brush. You also want to consider incorporating some matcha or green tea into your routine. I know a lot of people like to drink coffee, but you do want to be careful with coffee because of the caffeine and because most coffee does have pesticides in it. So you really do want to be careful about the source of coffee, and consider switching to something like matcha, which still has some caffeine. However, it is a slower release. But what's so great about matcha is it has L-theanine, which is an amino acid that helps to manage stress and helps to just reduce anxiety a bit for some people, not for everybody. It's definitely something to give it a try. And that's really going to be helpful for your overall adrenal health. The other thing I love about matcha is that it reduces the absorption of toxins, like I mentioned earlier, PCBs and dioxins, and it has anti-carcinogenic effects as well as combats the effects of environmental toxins. Really important for nowadays. Another thing you want to try to incorporate or consider is roasted dandelion root tea, milk thistle. These are especially good for estrogen detox. And then you want to think about eating fiber-rich foods or cruciferous vegetables. These are going to help you poop, right? It's really important to get a good amount of fiber into your meals. We use estrogen every day, but it must be cleared as well. And that means you have to remove it from your body through your poop. Some other things are you want to swap your plastic for glass. So if you use plastic containers or water bottles, you want to start thinking about getting rid of them and using glass or stainless steel instead. If you use aluminum foil, you want to try using parchment paper instead for cooking and baking. You also want to switch your deodorant to something more natural and avoid parabens and fragrance. Your makeup and personal care products are really important, so you want to start looking into safer brands like Beauty Counter. That is what I recommend. You also want to think about your cleaning products and room sprays, what you currently use. Are they safe? If not, you may want to look for safer brands, or you can use essential oils like I do and make your own sprays. I love doTERRA. They're really a high quality company. And then you also want to avoid commercial air fresheners, laundry detergent, and certain candles as well. Look for beeswax or soy-based candles, and just start reading ingredients. It's really important to know what you're exposing yourself to on a daily basis. And lastly, you want to really think about investing in a good water filter. I really love a Berkey. It is an investment, but it's very worth it to filter out any of the toxins in your water. Okay, so maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. This is what we do in the Healthy Hormones Hub. All of this stuff that I taught you, you get my guidance on, you get my support in implementing, along with additional tips, resources, monthly coaching, and much more. So let's talk a little bit about Alexandra. She's a client who's in the membership. She had gained weight and she was constipated. She said, I recently gained about 10 pounds. I had no idea where the weight came from, but Claudia helped me to pinpoint it. She's lost weight, she's more regular, and she even was able to come off of hormonal birth control. She says she's feeling so much better. So I said that I would also talk about labs. Is your doctor doing the right labs? Probably not. Generally, they do standard tests that are covered by insurance or whatever it is that they could interpret. Most conventional or primary care physicians don't really know how to treat chronic illnesses like thyroid, infertility, depression, irregular periods, etc., besides giving you medication just to treat your symptoms. You must be your own health advocate and request specific tests so that you can get the full picture of your health. So here are some that I recommend. You want to get a full thyroid panel. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms that I listed earlier, a full thyroid panel is going to be really helpful to make sure that you don't have any thyroid imbalances, which unfortunately is very common nowadays. So things like TSH, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, TPO, and TGAB, those are antibodies. That's going to give you a lot of information. You also want to think about CRP, which is C-reactive protein. It is an inflammation marker. A lot of hormone imbalances stem from inflammation in the body, so you want to see what your numbers are for that. You also want to consider a full cholesterol panel to make sure that your levels are safe, because that absolutely affects your hormones. And you also want to think about fasting insulin, fasting glucose, and HbA1c. This is going to look at your sugar. It's really important to make sure you have balanced blood sugar in order to balance your overall hormones. The other thing you want to look at is vitamin D, and there are 2 markers which I listed there. It's really important to look at both of them to see what your levels are. And then lastly, you want to look at your minerals. Things like iodine, iron serum and saturation, zinc, selenium. These are necessary for thyroid health and overall hormone balance. However, if you see that you're deficient in many of these, I wouldn't just supplement. You want to work with a practitioner like myself to understand why you're deficient. Perhaps it's a gut issue, an absorption issue. You want to know why you're experiencing these deficiencies. Another lab that I recommend, and this is the #1 hormones test on the market that I mentioned, is the Dutch Complete test. It is the most advanced and accurate hormones test. It shows an extensive profile of sex and adrenal hormones, metabolites to identify symptoms of hormonal imbalances. It shows 35 different hormones, daily free cortisol patterns, oxidative stress, melatonin, 6 organic acid tests, including vitamin B12, B6, and glutathione are master antioxidant. I wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what you see on a Dutch test. So if you look at A, this person is estrogen dominant. So you can see that the red arrow is pointed all the way to the right, and then her progesterone is all the way to the left. That means that she's estrogen dominant or shows estrogen dominant symptoms. She's experiencing that. She also has low testosterone. And this was taken during ovulation or a little bit after ovulation. It's really important when you take this to see what your true progesterone and estrogen levels are. And then in B, we see the phase 1 estrogen metabolism ratios. It's really important to see this because most blood tests, you'll get just a standard estrogen level, where this breaks it down for you. It's important to see which pathways you're going down so that you can make some changes. So the 2OH here in green is your protective estrogen. We generally want that between 60 to 80%. This person's is 62.4, which is not, it's low. It's a little low, so we want to bump that up a bit. Then we have 4OH, and this one is considered your carcinogenic estrogen pathway. So hers is at 11.7. Generally, we want to see that between 7.5 to 11%. So we have some work to do there. And then we also have your 16OH metabolite. That is at 25.9 for this person. That's somewhere in the middle between 13 to 30%. So that's pretty good. And then in C, we have daily free cortisol pattern. I mentioned cortisol earlier and how important it is to really get into the circadian rhythm so that you, get your cortisol right throughout the day. So unfortunately, you could see this person's is a little elevated when waking. So this indicates that something is going on overnight, whether it's this person's waking up in the middle of the night, is waking up anxious, worried, or just waking up because of a blood sugar imbalance. It's really important to see that. And then right here, her second sample shows that it dipped, which is actually the opposite of what we want. We want the waking cortisol to be right down by the little black dot here on the left, and then in the morning you want it to go up a bit, and then you want it down in the afternoon. Hers is not doing that, and then at night you want it down. So this is a pattern that we would want to improve for sure. And then lastly, in D, you see your cortisone metabolites. That is the inactive form of cortisol, and then your actual cortisol metabolites. And what we see on this little dial is that the red marker is kind of on the left-hand side, but it's almost teetering towards the middle. So this could indicate that this person is under a lot of stress, but that there also could be some underlying issue, perhaps a gut infection, a tumor of some sort. There could be something else going on in the body. So it's really important to look at this so that we can dig even deeper. So if you're interested in doing a Dutch test, when you join the Healthy Hormones Hub, you're going to be able to upgrade it to our Dutch package that includes a Dutch test that is mailed to you, a test interpretation, a custom protocol with food, lifestyle, and supplement recommendations, as well as 2 private sessions with me. You can actually go to that URL to start getting more information if you'd like. But I want to also share Maggie. Maggie is a client that felt really exhausted. She was losing her hair, had trouble losing weight. She says she's feeling better. She has more energy. She has shed about 8 pounds and believes that regulating her hormones was key. She's not losing as much hair. She says, "You're always so thorough, organized, and really made me feel heard and understood." So I also talked about 3 must-have supplements that I believe most women would benefit from. But I want to just preface this with supplements are exactly that. They are supplemental to a healthy food and lifestyle plan. That said, modern day living leaves us depleted, and unfortunately, we are in need of support. The following supplements are what I recommend to most of my clients and will likely benefit you as well. But as a reminder, please do check with your doctor before starting any supplement plan. So the first one is magnesium. Magnesium is the key mineral in your body. It is involved in more than 300 enzyme reactions. Almost half of the US population is deficient. Low blood levels of magnesium have been associated with things like type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, heart disease, osteoporosis, and even anxiety and depression. It is absolutely crucial for adrenal health, estrogen detox, and to relax your muscles. So if you experience menstrual cramps, you likely have a magnesium deficiency, so you may want to consider supplementing. And it's also required for adequate production of hormones like progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. The other supplement that I love and recommend to most of my clients is a really good quality spore-based probiotic. The one that I love is Microbiome Labs Mega Spore Biotic. Probiotic is live bacteria. It is essential to regulate your digestive system. It's going to help improve your immune function, and it serves as the first line of defense against infections. Without it, you can have overgrowth of bad bacteria and yeast. Food may not be broken down, your nutrients may not be absorbed, and your immune system can be compromised. This is going to put you at higher risk of infections, allergies, inflammation, digestive issues, and even weight gain. Megaspore survive stomach's harsh environment, and they arrive to your intestines alive so that they can do their job. And they're derived from species that are found in the environment as well as our digestive system. And 95% of probiotics that are on the market right now do not meet these criteria, rendering them a bit useless. The other supplement that I generally recommend for most clients is B12 or a BComplex. 20 to 40% of the US has low levels of B12. It is essential for brain and heart function. It works together with folate for red blood cell formation, and it helps to lower levels of homocysteine. Homocysteine at elevated levels is linked to heart disease, osteoporosis, depression, and even dementia. B12 deficiency symptoms include things like depression or mood disorders, brain fog, fatigue, muscle weakness, lack of coordination, and even hair loss. It's also necessary for a healthy pregnancy. Now, supplements can get costly, but I'm going to share in a bit how you can save on supplements that I recommend. But first, here's Jill. Jill really wanted to stop the negative self-talk. She said she wanted to manage her weight, be more consistent with healthy eating and exercising, but mostly she wanted to stop the negative self-talk. Since working together, she's more mindful of the foods that she eats, started implementing self-care, learned to set boundaries, and she puts herself first. She says, "I've created balance in my life and I feel free." So what's next for you? I've been talking about the Healthy Hormones Hub and sharing some of my clients' results. It is an opportunity for you to get my support so that you can feel less overwhelmed, have the guidance from an expert that you can trust, and accountability from other women like you. This is the one-stop shop for life-changing resources and motivation to create healthier food and lifestyle habits so you actually get results. So here it is, the Healthy Hormones Hub. Again, it is an online membership community for women who want to balance their hormones naturally so that they can improve their monthly cycle, energy, mood, and life. Imagine if you could improve your cycle so that you're not irritable, bloated, or binging on sweets. Imagine if you could feel energized and ready to tackle the day. Imagine if you could feel hopeful instead of down in the dumps. Imagine if you could tackle your anxiety and feel like you can handle anything. Imagine if you could slim down and fit into your clothes without dieting or doing really crazy intense workouts. Imagine that you could feel great in your body and get control of your hormones once and for all. In the Healthy Hormones Hub, you get a step-by-step plan, starting with the Healthy Hormone Success Path. This roadmap is going to guide you step-by-step as you balance your hormones naturally. It focuses on hormone-supporting foods, movement, stress management, sleep, and detoxification. When you join as a member, you get my support in the monthly live group coaching calls. You're going to get guidance and the tough love that you need to take action. You're also going to be part of a judgment-free community. This is for members only. You're going to be surrounded by like-minded women so that you feel inspired, motivated, and encouraged. Plus, in the group, we do weekly Q&As so that I can guide you along the way. You're also going to get access to a library of resources covering things like food, movement, stress, anxiety, sleep, detox, thyroid health, gut health, and more. And every month we add new resources. You're also going to get access to exclusive discounts on quality supplements, functional lab tests like the Dutch or thyroid kit from Let's Get Checked, as well as private coaching with me. The other thing we do that's really fun is the weekly cooking demos. This is what helps you learn how easy it is to prepare hormone-healthy meals and snacks. Plus, you're going to get access to my library of hormone-supporting, easy-to-make recipes. You're also going to get access to these amazing guest wellness experts. We have guest wellness experts that come in periodically to talk about all different topics like fasting, thyroid health, gut health, detoxification, mineral balancing, heavy metals, improving libido, essential oils, mindset, and more. Lastly, you're going to get access to my hormone balancing program, the 10-day hormone reset. This is a great way to jumpstart your hormone balancing journey. You're going to get recipes, meal ideas, detoxification practices, supplement suggestions, group support, and a chance to win some essential oils so that you can really optimize your hormones. So Daniela struggled with anxiety and weight. She says, for many years, I suffered from anxiety, depression, and lower back pain. Since working with Claudia, I was able to come off of my antidepressant, and I no longer have lower back pain. I went from a pant size 12 to a size 6. I've learned so much and appreciate all the support she provided to help me reach my health goals. Pretty amazing stuff. So, are you tired of feeling this way? Are you confused about what to eat? Are you unsure of what supplements to take? Are you concerned about any recent blood work? Are you absolutely ready to improve your health and life? Nicole was suffering from postpartum depression and excess weight. Since working with me, she says she is down 20 pounds and lost 12 inches around her waist. She says her skin looks better. She's got more energy. She's not bloated anymore. She feels amazing. She says that I helped her manage stress and focus on what is important to her. So now you have two options. You could either take everything you've learned today and try to implement it on your own, which is fine, or you can get the expert guidance from me, more resources, and accountability that you need to actually implement the changes so that you can get results. So you may be thinking, well, how much is the Healthy Hormones Hub? There is so much value when you join us. Between the coaching, the resources, and the trainings, it is all worth over $2,000, but you're not going to pay anything close to that. You're going to get monthly coaching calls, exclusive discounts, the Hormone Reset Program, weekly cooking demos, recipes, meal ideas, a positive, supportive online community, guest wellness experts, and more for only $37 a month. That's right. You can join as a member right now for only $37 per month. And again, as a reminder, when you do join us, you will have the opportunity to do a Dutch test upgrade. It is not necessary, but if you want to do a deep dive into your hormones, you can absolutely do that, and you will get an incredible value as I give my members discounts on programs like this. I want to share one more success story. This is Krista. She said she had gained about 15 pounds and felt puffy, had no energy. She lacked motivation, and her skin was breaking out. Since working with me, she says she's got tons of energy and she's been working out, which really didn't happen for about 3 years. She says she's usually too tired to do anything. She also lost the belly bloating and lost 7 pounds. So another thing that you get when you join the Healthy Hormones Hub are these bonuses. You're going to get my full list of labs to request from your doctor, in addition to the ones that I shared earlier. You're also going to get my supplement guide, which includes the 3 that I shared earlier, but many more, and different details about supplements, what you should look for, what to avoid, and how to save on supplements. And you're also going to get a preparing for the Dutch test guide if you so choose to do the upgrade. You're also going to get a mini training, Fasting 101. This mini training is jam-packed. You're going to learn who should fast, is it right for you, the different types of fasting, what the health benefits are, and how to do it safely so that you get results and feel good. Okay, so we have wrapped it up. Now you know everything you get in the Healthy Hormones Hub. I truly hope that you join us. You can just go to the link bit.ly/thehub members to join us today. I hope to see you there.